Hey man, I had to literally make this video the other day, something very funny a certain type of way. And then I told individuals a long time ago, I'm the one that made I'm the man of honor, the man of the reason why anybody could look fresh, fly, extravagant in the physical reality, and the one that even made individuals to not. Let me be real with you. The one that even made individuals not to even be naked in the physical reality. The reason why individuals are not even naked when it comes to the human condition, that they even have a a a a, a even a comfortability for their privacy, even as they sleep, to even be in comfort and covered. And I'm the one that made all of this in the physical reality. I'm a man of real honor. But I'm gonna say just like this. I, I'm gonna just say I'm a man in reality. That's real. Like the other day, I was looking at something, right? I seen that I woke up out of my sleep, and I seen this guy, but he was taking this doll from this guy's hand and stuff, right? Because the way the guy was already moving and stuff, right? And the guy is trying to take this doll away from this guy because he doesn't want nobody to, the guy, it was a dark skin guy. Now, my Asian, I'm a real Asian man, and my family's Asian, and my family's Caucasian. And I'm a Caucasian man, an Asian man, so I don't have to tell you nothing. One has to know the reason of their indigenous and their traditions of one's natural intent. And I I was sleeping, and then I seen I was sleeping. I woke up out my dream, and earlier that day something weird happened. Well, actually, the night before, actually before something weird happened the next day, the night before I was woke up out my sleep, and then I actually seen this guy. It was an old time movie or something. A guy, he was looking like a man that had a pea coat on, or a pea. How can I say this? A pea a vest fleece on, right? And he had a bow tie on his ponytail, and he looked like a handsome little Frenchman, a certain type of say, a certain man from French that had a little bit of some form of ethics when it came to his humane condition, and when it comes to the equality of life, right? And I seen him go to this guy. It looked so funny the way certain things was happening. So the guy he went to the guy, right? And then he literally took a doll from this black guy, but the black guy, he didn't look really black. He looked like a person that was a person that was a real deep indigenous person, a certain type of way. He looked like the camera made him look some way. You ever had somebody that set an individual up? Like, you ever seen the real indigenous people, or some type of Indian people, or I would say Indian people a certain type of way. Me, I'm a man of high so I'm not gonna say certain things, but I'm gonna say an Indian person in some type of way. And then he looked like the guy. He looked like he was so dark. He looked like a golden pearl or something. The guy looked like a a dark golden pearl. You ever seen a golden pearl, and then you look at it, and then say there's like certain, say you're outside somewhere, and there's like a shade or something, he looks like the depth of the shade of the golden pearl or something, right? So, but the guy eyes was like, he had nice eyes. He had like a real chinky, real eyes. But the guy, when he was looking at the guy, he looked like he looked like he looked like my family. But I'm a Caucasian man. I'm a Caucasian Asian man. He looked like my original family, but he looked like different from how my original, how my family looks. A certain type of way of one of my legacies and lineage of the real originality of of times from long ago that's still around in the physical reality. But he was more of he looked like a golden pearl, but he looked like he was already on television, and he looked like they put him on camera at the time just to set him up. Like they were framing him, and then on top of it, the way his hair was at the time is like, you know, I guess they didn't want somebody, something about him looked like they didn't want somebody to realize something about him, and he looked like a person that was of urban ethnicity. He looked like a person of urban ethnicity, a certain type of way, but he looked like a dark the depth of a golden pearl or something. Like his skin tone was like, I wouldn't say he was brown skin. I wouldn't say he was black neither, but he looked like the depth of a golden pearl a certain type of way. But let me just tell you what I seen and stuff a certain type of way. But at a time and stuff, right? The guy is standing. The guy was in like he was by like a mountain. It looked like he was by a mountainside, but inside of a mountain, and it was isolated, but inside of the mountain. And then there was like a little stream of water that was between them. But the little stream of water, it looked like it was like a river, like a little river that was going through the mountain. But it looked like a little stream of water, like how somebody put a garden hose on the floor and then you see the little stream of water or something. But the guy looked like it was a little stream of water. He was sitting down and stuff, right? So the guy, the French guy with the ponytail, he stepped over the water, like where the water was, and it looked like they were outside, but it looked like it was a mountainside that was sealed off. But in the form, it looks like they were outside. It looked like it had like a double reality inside of the situation. Like what I was watching, because I woke up out my sleep, I was just flicking through the channels. It wasn't on channel 49 in sci-fi. It was on channel 50 something, channel 50, channel 53. Was it channel 53 or 54? 54 point something, 53 point something. Anyway, I don't remember. I don't really remember. I know I was when I was looking through the channels. This is what I seen and stuff. So the guy, it was one of those channels though, and then the guy and the French guy stepped over the water. Now, hold on, let me go outside because I want to go get something. So the French guy stepped over. Oh, here I got the kid. So the French guy stepped over the water, right? Fun, funny. It was a funny situation. Real funny, man. It was real funny. Oh, look at that. The moon's out for that, huh? So, oh, look at the moon. Look at the moon. Look at this moon. Oh, let me, let me show you because you see actually, let me just walk a little closer because you're actually seeing a street light in a way, and you gotta know the difference. Even, I don't want to walk on the gravel, so you see the street light in a way, but you gotta know the difference and stuff. So beautiful. It looks like a golden crest moon. So I'm gonna just walk across it a little bit, let you see the golden crest moon and stuff. Oh, it's trying to fade out a little bit, but you see? Angle if you can see it. There you go, right there in the corner. Oh, yeah. Oh, but I have to stay on a further distance. Let me see if there's another angle you can see it a little clearer. If I go a little further distance a certain way. Let's see if you see it. Oh, there you go. Okay. See? This is right. It's like my little dot right there. A little dot right there. But anyway, so as uh, anyway, I'm hiding in the situation. Wonderful, wonderful night. Sometimes I can walk around, and where I'm at is wonderful out here because sometimes I can walk around and you can see the stars and stuff like that. Oh, pardon me, I'm feeling like a situation in my chest right here or something. But sometimes, you see, I'm not feeling it real well. But sometimes you can walk around and you can see the stars or something, a certain type of way. But anyway, let me tell you what happened. So while I woke up out my sleep, I happened to see the movie and stuff, right? So as I'm watching the movie, I seen the guy. He stepped over the little look like the little stream of river, the little stream of river flow, of the river flow, and it's just like the way it looked like it had like a double reality to what was going on and stuff. So he stepped over the river flow, and then as I'm changing, I just stood there because I had to see because when I looked at the guy, I'm like, look at this guy. I said, yo, this guy, he that's not a black man. I said, but why is he looking so like why was the guy looking such an in depth a certain type of way, right? So I said, yo man, so so I said, why is the guy looking like such an in depth a certain type of way? So I didn't say nothing at the time. I'm looking for the guy, but the other guy, I'm saying music or something. I'm not gonna go. I'm a person. I'm not gonna go into people's business and look around like something if something's wrong. But I hear a guy, but I hear music coming from somewhere, so I'm just not gonna just go look at the situation. Listen, I mean, I'm gonna feel it. So that's how I really am naturally. But sometimes you gotta watch out for entrapment when it comes to certain people, right? But hold on for a second. So I was looking at a situation and stuff, right? Oh, pardon me. Let me just leave right here. You know, matter of fact, let's go outside. Let's go speak outside. Let's go outside for a second. Another person can't come in here. They had to leave and court murder these children. I'm in my situation. That's it. That's all it is. It's all reality. But I'm just gonna be real and stuff, right? So there's a train and stuff, funny situation. People would come around make noise for no reason and stuff. The train already got lights on and all type of situation. And it's making noise for no reason and shit. That don't make no sense, huh? But anyway, but now imagine this, right? Now imagine, I'm looking at something else. But anyway, imagine this, right? So imagine an individual at time or a time or something, right? And then an individual, while I'm watching the movie, the guy he stepped over the little river, the little French white guy and stuff. He stepped over the little river or something, right? And then as he stepped over the little river and stuff, he literally went and tried to take a doll. Like he went to go get a doll and stuff from the black guy that was like the golden pearl and shit. But the golden pearl guy, like he looked like what I really look like, but he looked like me a certain type of way. But I'm the real Abbott White. But he looked like me, but you wouldn't be able to tell the difference because my eyebrows, my eyebrows is much thicker than what it seems like even at the time. And my face, is because when I humbled myself, I made my face a certain type of way. So my wife is a certain type of way at a certain time, but my face is a certain type of way to my natural comfortability dealing in the humane condition because I'm refining of a point of my existence how I really look a certain type of way of according to an astrological tree of mine but of a certain purity, but I never had children in this astrological. Well, I had children, I still have children, but my children that I have is like a little different the way I look, and the regardment I had is different. So my children, when I have kids, my children come out looking like the purity of an astrological tree. If I was with any of my wives a certain type of way, they'll come out looking like the purity, but they wouldn't be they wouldn't look like how I look in the physical, but they have such a high quality of resemblance that they really come from me. And you have to see for yourself, like my DNA already naturally refines all astrological trees. A person wouldn't even believe it or not, but better for me if you don't believe it or not. I just rather it like that, even at the time. But anyway, but I'm gonna still speak to you about the situation. So, as I'm over here and I was looking at the guy in the movie and stuff, right? The guy, a person is like, they took like, well, I could have worn my jacket out here, but I'm just doing my sweater and my hoodie and stuff. It'll be alright. But anyway, so while I was while I was while I was over while I was viewing it, the guy stepped over like some water or something, right? So then the guy, as he stepped over the water, the guy took this little doll. It was like a little. You ever seen? He took like a little doll. It looked like a little human doll. He took from the guy. It was like a little human doll. It was a small, real small doll. It was a real small doll he took from the guy. It was so small, but he looked like he was taking it from the guy that looked like the black golden pearl and stuff. And then as he's taking the feminine doll, his eyes were open so wide at the time. The way he was looking at the guy, his eyes were like, he looked like he had some, it was a black and white movie, but in the movie, the guy's eyes looked like it was color. It was a black and white movie, like one of them old television shows, both black and white. The guy's eyes looked like it had color to it, like it was, you could tell in the black and white movie that the golden pearl skin tone individual had nice eyes, real nice eyes, and his eyes were open like super wide looking at the guy, but his eyes were chinky, like it was like a wide open, like a round, but on the tip it was slanted, but real chinky eyes, and it looked like he was looking at the guy like in amazement, like the guy was alive or something. Oh, look at the more from this right here. Look. But he was looking at the guy like the guy, he couldn't believe the guy was, he looked at the guy like he couldn't believe the guy was alive. Like he was looking at the way he looked at the guy. He was like, "Yo, man, I can't believe this guy's even alive or something." He's trying to take this dolphin. Like, on another scenario, it looks like if the guy would have took the doll from the guy at the time, right? The guy looked like if the guy wasn't there, if it was a girl there, it looked like he would have been having sexual intercourse, or it looked like it would have been somebody. It like somebody that was. It looked like he could extreme. If he was with a feminine girl, he could extremely scare a feminine girl from the way his appearance looked, the way his it looked like she would have been like like she would have been in a trance the way the guy would have been looking at her, and that he would have been it was like she would have been intimidated to even make a move from the guy, and on top of it, the way the guy looked, it looked like she would have still been turned on, and she would have liked what was happening to her a certain type of way, right? So it was funny, but the French guy with the ponytail was just taking the doll away from the guy, right? So the French guy stepped over the little stream, the little water stream, but it looked like a river. But he stepped over the little water stream, and then the guy, as he backed up and got his other foot over the little water stream, and he was holding the little doll in his hand, and she wasn't even moving. So the guy was looking at him in amazement, like where's he going with the doll? And so like it looked like right then and there, like I changed the channel at the right time, and then the guy, I was saving the little French guy's life, the little white Caucasian French guy's life, and then you know the guy, it looked like the guy, the golden and black pearl dude. He looked at the guy like, oh man, I hope this guy changed the channel so I could really grab this and like he looked like he was gonna. He had no shirt on. Like he had like a pants on or whatever, but he had no shirt, and he looked like a slim, muscular. He looked like a slim, muscular built, like the more intoned element version of Bruce Lee, like a real slim, muscular built type of dude with his hair looked like it was like a low curly hair, probably like a half an inch of low curly hair, but it looked like the real depth, like he looked like he didn't even want you to realize his hair was like wavy and soft and silky and curly. He just looked at the real depth, and he was stepping towards the guy like it was like he was gonna brute. It looked like he was gonna put such a whipping on the French guy that the French guy wasn't gonna even believe it. So the French guy, it's like it looked like he didn't want nobody to witness what was gonna happen to the guy a certain type of way. So, the way it was going down, so he stepped over the water pond by the French guy, but he looked at the French guy from the side like he just looked at the guy like the guy looked like you would have thought he was some super or mega fucking beyond mega like an alien or something a certain type of way. But the guy, the way the guy was gonna move on the guy, it looked like he was gonna beat the French guy up. But I happened to change the channel on the channel right then and there just to see it. And it looked like he couldn't let the French guy go, but it's just like I had it on the channel because I was just going through the channels and stuff, like, analyzing the channels and stuff. So monitoring the channel. So as a guy, he stepped right over the pond and he just stood to the side and turned like, he showed you a movement like he was just gonna, he just like he couldn't even look around because the way he just wanted to get at the French guy already, like the French guy stole like that ran through and stole his family, money, all type of like everything. Like he was gonna give it. He was. It looked like he was gonna demolish the French guy at the time, right? For real. Like you had to see the way the guy was moving. It was just. It looked looked so funny, and you wouldn't even believe it. Man. So he was looking around and stuff, right? But he looked Asian. He looks like the golden pearl of Asian people, like of the golden pearl. So but he looked like the depth, like people that look that type of color are people. If you know anything about elements, is people that when people like that, they're either stealing from the astrological empress, or somebody then took something from somebody, and you know that person is gonna go to all means of all type of levels of murdering somebody for even trying to take what they stole. Like if they stole some type of value, that person looked like they were gonna they weren't gonna die. They were just literally gonna live to demolish everybody just to get that value back. Like they looked like they couldn't even be killed and shit. That's how they got the golden pearl Asian, like the indigenous Asian. He looked like an indigenous Asian Indian golden pearl guy. Like he looked like he was gonna go through all type of situations in life that you guarantee people could say whatever they wanted to say about him, but he was gonna get that. He was gonna get that doll back. That's how the guy looked. You know what I'm saying? That's how the guy looked. And the friend's guy was trying to get away from it. So the guy looked, and it's like he looked at the screen like he was looking at me, looking at the screen or something that I needed to change the channel so he could touch the light, like just start putting hands on the guy. Like the guy, the way he was gonna probably start hitting that guy, it was probably been unbelievable. So I had to see it myself. I was watching it, I had to see it. So the guy, the guy, the guy, the white guy, the French Caucasian guy took another step back. And you know, he looked like a pretty boy French Caucasian guy. He took another step back. The golden pearl indigenous Asian guy of the depth took a step closer to him again, real closer. He got real closer to him again. Then he put his hand out. He made it look like he didn't want. It's like the way he did it. It looked like he didn't want no type of scene and nobody saying anything. He didn't even want that guy saying anything. He just touched. He wanted. He looked like he wanted to touch the guy. He touched the girl. He touched the doll's side and stuff. Like he touched the guy hand on the doll's side at the same time and stuff. Just slightly, just like. And then he just put his hand back, and then he looked like a quarter of a distance. Like he still could see his, like he couldn't get his eyes. He wasn't gonna lose the angle that he had on the guy a certain type of way, right? So when I see that, I wanted to laugh so hard. It was so hilarious that I couldn't laugh because it was mad. It was late in the morning. It was like late night. Like late in the morning looked like nighttime, but in real morning time. And then the guy, he looked like he wasn't even sweating. Like he looked like he had like you know, I don't know if there was a sun or if there was fire somewhere or whatever, but it looked like he had like the reflection of his skin looked so looked so elegant that he didn't need to wear a shirt. Like it looked like the guy came and disturbed somebody that is like precise. You know, I'm precise, but he looked like he was the preciseness at a level even in life at the time. The way the guy was trying to take what he was taking from him, but and then he was just literally get back. He looked like Ezeli Fueda's nightmare or something like you know, like it looked like if he was getting money back for Ezeli Fueda, that was it. Like there was nothing else. That nigga looked like he was gonna go through everything and he was gonna get that money back. The way he looked, it looked like he was really gonna. And he looked like he could accomplish getting that money back, whichever way it was. But it was a doll, though, you know. So he touched the doll. When I seen him do that, I was like, yo, the way he touched the doll, I said, nah, I can't watch this channel. So I just skip through mad other channels before I turn the channel and stuff. Let's skip through. Now they got a little soccer ball right here. Yeah. This is funny. This is funny. Oh my. It was just funny. It was just funny. It was just funny the way the situation occurred and it seemed and it looked to an individual. They had to see it themselves a certain type of way to know how serious the situation is. But another person, wouldn't believe that type of situation. But that's how serious the situation looked between the guys. The reason why I'm walking right now is like it's a wonderful night. I usually go for late night walks, but it's kind of cold, it's icy, snowy outside and stuff. I wanted to just go, I'll go for late night walks because I gotta massage my foot because my foot was fractured before, so I walk on it at times until I'm ready to start going jogging on my foot and stuff. Oh, the moon! I gotta walk a distance for you to see this. The moon's glare right now. Look at if you can see it a certain way. It looks so beautiful. The way it's shining. Let me see if I want to see it. I'll see it type in there. It looked like Michael Jackson would have been jealous of the guy. Back in the days of Michael Jackson in his youth, when he had the exact curls, the way he looked, the way he wanted his curls, like he looked like you know how Michael Jackson used to look like the cartoon version of a Greek, a dark Greek, an indigenous dark Greek. He looked like that's how he looked, you know. But the tone of it was a certain tone that Michael Jackson used to look like when he made a certain video, a certain music video. He looked like the tone of an indigenous, the exact tone of an indigenous Greek that who was clobbering niggas and just living the fuck niggas up. And back in the days, like a man of real war that just was so fine and swift in the times of the martial arts. That's how he looked. But the guy, you wouldn't believe it. He looked like the point man of the situation that you wouldn't have seen before. Like not the point man, but he looked like the sec, the 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 fourth of the ninth honor of not even ninth, the fourth of the ninth eighth, the ninth eighth honor of appointment, the fourth of the ninth point eighth honor of appointment. You have to know what I'm speaking about. Not appointment, but the fourth of the ninth point eighth honor of a real point man, because I would be the real point man of all points because I'm the original point man of all points, but I had to humble my features because of situations I got into and stuff, in the physical reality because of individuals, because I'm way more handsome than what I look like. Another person wouldn't be able to tell unless they really took a look at me a certain type of way. Then they would really be able to see it at the time. But I humbled my features so I wouldn't get into certain type of situations. I look like I'm the real Abby White, but I'm Athena's real educator. You know what I'm saying? The one that made the astrological tree of all intellect and all intelligence. you know how some people would really know me as Swift. You know, they'll call me they'll usually call me Swift Mike, or another person will call me Point Hit. Whichever way you want to call me and stuff, or just it is. Look at another person. But that's what I'm known as. So, see the moon from a distance. It's right there. I put the green light on it. It's right there. Another person. Hmm. But I don't want to say nothing, but it's real, but I got my situation, so I don't care. It's coming with me. It's just funny at the time of an individual, and I'm looking at an individual like what could happen to an individual at a time like that? You know, I can't even it could happen at a time. The moon is looking at me right now. She's looking at me with like the golden eye. This is not another person would think this is like some cat eye. This is not a cat eye. This is the little golden eye, the fierce eye. It looks like the fierce eye. The way this moon look, it don't even look like a cat. It look like the fierce eye, the fierce moon eye. It's not even a regular moon. It's the fierce moon eye. It looked like it's looking for his other eye. I don't know, where would his other eye be? It looked like, I don't gotta tell you, so. I'm right here, but you know how some people try to cut into people's reality a certain type of way? You keep that, huh? No, that would never happen. But you know something, we'll speak another time.